Hello and welcome back to Cop or Not. God damn it, I did it again.
Cop or not, you have to tell us if we ask.
I thought, for some reason I thought you were gonna make a cop a field joke there.
Wow,
But-
really says a lot about your mental state.
Or says a lot about what I think of you.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. All right, pose out here.
I thought you were gonna make a rhyme there and you didn't even try. No, I am disappointed in you. Welcome back to our podcast where we talk about every game ever made across the entirety of mankind.
Yeah, if you would at home would like to make a recommendation that we will not accept as to the name that we should title this, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We are terrible at agreeing on anything. Even agreeing to the name of this channel is like a lot of work.
It was more, I like this idea, we're doing it, and I have all the equipment to do it. So you were just kind of like, okay.
I mean, I so far I've been enjoying this series a great deal, I'll be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you, a third time, only 2 minutes in the episode, I'm already being honest with you so much. I'm such an honest person, Nathan.
That's what people say about it.
Today we're talking about, two games. First, I want to talk about my entry for this week, which is going to be Detective Barbie Mystery Cruise.
For the PS1.
For the PlayStation 1, yes. There's a bit of a theme in these last two episodes for me, and that is literally the nostalgia of my childhood. I mean, I guess these last couple episodes, really, I've been playing a lot of the games I personally have nostalgia for. And Barbie fits right in that category. There was a PS1 left by those same cousins at my grandma's house, and they only left the shitty games and no memory card, because PS1 memory cards worked with PS2s.
Yeah.
And PS1 games worked with PS2s, so they kept all their good PS1 games. So there were 3 PS1 games at my grandma's house. A racing game I don't remember the name of. Shrek Treasure Hunt, which we've played on the channel before.
Oh, we're going to have to rank that too, aren't we?
And Detective Barbie. Detective Barbie is a game that I feel like we really haven't even sunken our teeth into yet. We played...
Yeah, it was a strange episode where I went in with a mindset of this being a different type of game than what it turned out to be. It turned out to be like an old school, like, PC adventure point-and-click game.
Yes, and that's kind of vaguely how I remembered it, but I didn't have enough memories to really voice an opinion until I'd gotten back into it. Having said that, the thing we did focus on in our episode are the mini-games, and you and I have already talked about how we plan on redressing Detective Barbie again later.
So it is raining.
It just started raining.
Okay.
That's why you heard
Squirrel?
it. Very easily distracted. But yeah, no, I think are going to revisit Detective Barbie. Right now, the way that we've been looking at these lists, and I feel like you'll agree with me here, is do I want to play this game more? And Detective Barbie, I want to play more. I really want to sink my teeth into the single player.
Barbie, just out of left field what that game turned out to be compared to my expectations.
It really is something that I am curious if I was just a dumb kid and bad because I hadn't played any adventure games as a kid,
Yeah.
so I was bad at this style of game, which is why I never made any progress in it, or if it actually is like weirdly difficult. I have so many questions; they're burning inside me. So because I do want to,
Are you saying Barbie has awakened something within you?
I don't know if it's the trademark and registered Barbie pink color that they talk about several times in the loading screens of the game.
They want to make sure you know they paid for that license.
They have so many registered trademarks on screen at every given second. It is so fucking annoying.
Capitalism, man.
You gotta love it. But yeah, so for right now, for me at least, Detective Barbie's going right underneath Bushido Blade and right above Battletoads. This is a game that I am very much looking forward to. I am looking forward. Now, having said that, once we play this single player game, if it turns out to be garbage, this will fall on my list very, very quickly.
Yeah, we'll do a new list or a new segment.
An update, if you will.
Yeah.
Once we have...
like we did for Black for me in the last one.
Now, the reason why I'm saying that it'll drop if the single player isn't good is because the game that we did play, the mini games, which there are 3 of, are all terrible. They are disgustingly
varying
awful.
degrees of terrible.
It's funny how wide of a spectrum of terrible there really is out there.
Yeah, they're all bad. It's just...
and bad in different ways. But yeah, so right now for me, it's going right above Battletoads, right below Bushido Blade. Like, if you said, hey, Nathan, do you want to stream Detective Barbie tonight? I'd be like, let's go. Let me get my fucking pants on. I'm not wearing pants, by the way.
He's not. It's weird.
I'm also have my shirt unbuttoned, but that's pretty usual for me.
anyway.
Hey, I'm trying to paint a picture. We gotta get that camera in here, all right? I'll be the Picasso of our channel until we get the camera.
All right, so you've got Barbie in between Bushido Blade and Battletoads, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. For me, I'm giving it a tentative ranking based off just the minigames because we really didn't. Again, something we brought up with our criticism of Black in the new business segment last week.
Yeah.
The fucking subtitles were not standardized at this point. Like, it wasn't a common thing to have subtitles in all games. And for an adventure game where it's all about the dialogue, and with us trying to record, me going in not knowing what that game was actually going to be, I have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. I had to read. I basically read half the manual while you were playing.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember it vividly. I was there. Yeah, I'm surprised by how much they tutorialize things and don't have subtitles. They tutorialize through speech and don't have subtitles, rather.
And so I can't really give this game a true ranking, so to speak, or a final ranking, without experiencing that game as it's intended. And we need to figure out a way to get the audio to us so we can hear them talking, the audience can hear them talking, and still hear us at the same time. So, that being said, we are going to stream. This is wild, me, a 33-year-old man, to say. We're going to stream Barbie Mystery Hunt the Adventure, whatever the fuck.
It's Detective Barbie Mystery Cruise. Having said that, though, don't be too tentative. We might have already streamed it by the time this episode comes out.
I can assure you, we will not.
So, well, I'm just leaving our possibilities open,
Sure.
Nathan.
No, so my criticisms here are going to be of the minigames. An issue that I had was every time you would start a minigame over, and this was prevalent in the jet ski.
Yeah.
You would get the tutorial through speech every single race.
They wanted you to know how to play the game, even if you just played the game.
The race is only a minute long.
I think it was like 40 seconds.
Depending on your skill. So anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute 15.
Sure.
She literally, I think, talks for the equivalent of like a lap and a half.
Yeah, she talks for like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
right at the start of every race.
And there's no countdown. It's just, there's no on-screen countdown. It's just, okay, I know the race has started when the fucking NPC has gone past me already, right? So, and, dude, shuffleboard. My God, man. I
won. Poe wins. Put it on the screen, Nathan. Poe wins. Contact the editor.
I'm putting something on the screen.
Contact the editor. I know he likes me, okay? He always says very complimentary things about me when I text him, so...
Yeah.
But
I'll put in a good word. But no, there's no analog control here, so this is like a D-pad only.
It's a PS1 game, yeah.
So there's only 5 different directions that you can shoot your shuffle puck or whatever. I don't play shuffleboard.
I can tell.
I don't go on cruise ships to play shuffleboard.
Apparently not.
So I don't know the terminology. But you can only go all the way right, all the way left, down the middle, and like in between those two directions. So it's like, it's so bad.
I'll be honest with you, again.
And then the final minigame.
Oh yeah, the air chase.
Oh.
I kicked your ass again. Poe wins. Thank you, editor.
Yeah, no, he's putting something on the screen. I'll make sure he does that.
I think I beat you at all the minigames now I think about it. But you did beat the AI in the jet ski one, so...
I did. I made you look bad.
Yeah.
So therefore I beat you because you couldn't beat her.
That's not how that works. Because I beat you, therefore I did beat her. By that logic.
I don't have time to tell you why you're wrong. Just know that you are.
Hey man, single-sided blade cuts both ways.
Brah. No, I guess let's get to where it falls on my list. I could talk about how those minigames are trash all day.
I think we'll talk about them again probably once we redress it, once we've had more of the single player. Having said that...
I'm intrigued by the potential for bullshit.
That's why it's so high on my list.
That the story could hold. Because I love some schlock.
I'm right there, baby.
But I don't want to rank it based off potential. But it's also the ranking is would I rather play this over this?
Exactly. That's why I ranked it so high.
I'm putting it at the bottom of my list for now.
Okay.
God of War has ascended to like ninth place or whatever it is by now.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't have them numbered anymore.
Actually, to be fair, if this is our 5th episode... No, we did do like 4 in the first one. Yeah, I'm not going to bother trying to do math there.
Doesn't matter, because I will have done the math already by the time this actually goes up. So that's dropping straight to the bottom.
Which is fair. I completely understand, based off of what you said, why it's there for you.
Because there's no way the story is going to be better than God of War's story. There's no way there's a right way to do cheese and a bad way to do cheese.
Yes, I agree.
So
I'm very curious to see where this, like, I'm so interested in where this game's gonna lie. Because one of the things, I'm not sure if I brought it up during the episode where we actually played the game, is that, if I remember correctly, all those minigames you played are things you have to do in the single player.
Yes.
So, we will be playing all those again, just to get through the main story.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I think I'm fine with it being at the bottom. I think you're fine with number 5, I think, is where it falls on your list if I'm looking at it, eyeballing it. That's it for Barbie. Let's move on.
For now. We'll get back to Barbie.
For now, it's a little ominous, but yes. Let's move on to Super Mario Brothers for the NES.
You said Super this time? I'm so proud of you.
I did.
Yeah.
Because Mario Brothers is actually a different game entirely. Super Mario Brothers for the NES is a weird one that I mostly picked because I wanted Justin to have a frame of reference. Because for long-time viewers of the channel, Justin is absolute trash at anything that involves the term platformer.
Yeah.
It's just the worst.
Fair. Accurate.
So I wanted him to have a frame of reference or like training or something, if you will, of going back and playing the first. And having a progression.
The context of where we've come from.
Exactly.
In this genre.
And kind of learn from the basics, where it's literally just run, jump, shoot fireball when you get it. That's all Mario Brothers or Super Mario Brothers is on the NES.
Yeah.
It does not control well by today's standards.
No.
The physics are just wildly different. Like, if you give someone who played... Like, I know Mario Wonder's coming out, and I assume that will be super tight control, super quality control, feel great. But, like, take someone who played... What was the last, like... New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. That would have been one that, like, have been the most played, I think, by the most amount of people.
By how many people bought a Wii? Yeah,
exactly. Take someone who... That was their first Mario game, and then hand them Super Mario Brothers 1 on the NES, they're going to go, this is crap.
Yeah.
Hand them Super Mario Brothers 3, and they'll be like, oh, okay, I can kind of see what's going on here. It's a little more fluid, a little more intuitive what's going on with the
There's definitely been a progression,
jumps.
yeah.
Yeah, so, that being said, I enjoy the first Super Mario Brothers. I've never beaten it. I will, at some point, now that we have the channel. I'll do a solo stream of that at some point. Not going to be the next series, but I digress. I've grown up with that game on and off to where I can make it work. I've played it enough to know how the physics will behave when I'm doing certain things. I really wanted to see you play it being bad at the series or bad at the genre and pick it up. But that being said, for me, having said all that shit, I do enjoy the game. The question is, how much do I enjoy the game?
I'm dying to know, Nathan.
Okay.
You're leaving me in suspense.
I'm putting that directly below Flintstones at Dinosaur Peak.
Wow.
Because Flintstones at Dinosaur Peak... There's something there, and maybe once I play through that a little bit more, see what more the game has to offer later on, if any at all, maybe that'll change, I guess. I would much... The way I'm thinking about it in my head, that Imperial Pumpkin Ale is starting to show up.
I can tell.
If you were to hand me Flintstones Dinosaur Peak and Super Mario Bros. On the NES cartridges and said, which would you rather play? I'm going to go Flintstones, with where I'm at right now. But if you hand me a copy of Black in the original Super Mario Bros., Or no, that's right. I inverted that. If you hand me that and Rule of Rose, I'm going to pick Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Right. Because Rule of Rose, like I said, we got the story. I want to go back to Rule of Rose at some point, but I'm getting in the weeds a little bit here. That's where it's going to fall for me, in between Rule of Rose and Dinosaur Peak.
Fair enough. Yeah, for me, it's an interesting game. It's a game that I could definitely see myself if I had some downtime, just like picking up and fucking around with.
Yeah.
And I have no problem revisiting this game. It's very idiocentric, right? It's very particular in its style, how it handles, how Mario handles, the mechanics, the physics are all very idiocentric. They are very specific to that game, I feel like.
Yeah.
Having said that,
and it's also the Super Mario Brothers formula before it was refined into what it is today.
Right, there's a reason why it changed, right?
Yes.
If that was the perfect way to do it, it would have stayed that way.
Exactly.
There was an evolution of the series. Smooth, Nathan.
Like butter.
There was an evolution of the series, and that, for me, is why this goes right below Battletoads for me. I think Battletoads was a much more fun experience, an experience that I would look forward to playing more. And Super Mario Bros. is fine. It's okay. It's fine.
I think it's better as a history lesson for someone that didn't grow up with it than something I would actually recommend you play. Like Mario Brothers 3, I would recommend that somebody actually go through and like play that game to completion. Mario Brothers 1 is like, hey, check this out. See how far we've come.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot of perspective. I mean, even in the short little bit that we played in our episode, I was getting frustrated over what I perceived to be discrepancies in what I expected to happen and what actually happened. Not like angry, frustrated, but like, okay, that hit, I didn't think that was going to hit. Oh, I thought I was going to land there, but I landed here. Small stuff like that, which definitely makes it a subpar experience for me. So yeah, no, it's gonna go right in the middle of my list. I could very easily see us playing this again. I can see myself picking it up, even if in my free time. It's such a widely available game now.
Oh, dude, it's on everything.
I could play it on my phone in my free time. I could play it, through my Switch in my free time. It's so widely available, so easy to get your hands on, and it's such a fundamental experience and such an interesting part of gaming's history.
Yeah.
And like you said, it really helps you get perspective on where exactly the platforming genre has come from, or even just how gaming, like how developers think about games has come from, right? Yeah. And it really was the start of something, and I think it has value based off of that. It really is the mechanics holding it back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get the mechanics right the first time. I mean, look at GoldenEye for first person, or even Doom for first person shooters. They didn't get it all right off the jump, right? They got some things right, they got some things wrong, and then refined it and changed it over time to become, in my opinion, a better experience. And that's right where this game lies for me.
Very well. I would ask if you had any new business to discuss, but we literally recorded this episode back to back with last Sunday's episode, so there really would be no time to discuss new business.
No, I don't really have any new business as of yet, other than to continue to overstate my continued excitement for playing Detective Barbie Mystery Cruise. There's a colon in the middle there, by the way. It's Detective Barbie : Mystery Cruise. I'm going to keep saying it until you remember the name correctly, and you're going to continue to get the name wrong.
Such a do-nothing name. Like, I look at the case, put it down, and immediately forget the name of that game.
Hey, how can you talk about our Barbie and her friend Becky?
I thought you were about to be like our Lord and Savior, like you were about to go into a fucking Mormon rant.
Hey, I'm just saying, okay, Mattel is my God and Barbie's my Jesus, and if you don't embrace her right now, you're a heretic.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Yeah, we'll stream that at some point. I don't know fucking when. We're going to call it there. I've learned not to talk about the games that we'll be playing, but I haven't learned that lesson well. We will be playing Mario Brothers 3 at some point in the next 2 weeks, because I want you to see that progression of 1 to 3 and actually see how far that game came.
I mean, my God, how many years are between those two? Like, 5?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's significant.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it was not a yearly release, I don't think, but we will... I think it was 91 for Mario 3. I could be thinking.
That'd be 5 years.
5, 6 years. Yeah. Very well. All right, I'm rambling. We got to clean for
a party that may or may not be happening.
Yeah, that's the thing of hanging out with stoners. It's just
They're real flaky. I'm not just talking about the dandruff either.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace be upon you. The Church of Mattel watches over you.
Bye.